Alright, how you doing? BK Black Krishna from Manpower.com. Just left the Bay Street Financial District here at 12, what did I just see? 12:19 p.m. Tuesday, March 17th, 2020, so lunchtime. And less than 1% of people in the Bay Street Financial District. That's amazing. So this is crazy news. And so just trying to keep my self-respect, not lose mine, take anybody else's, help people have it, and communicate well about all the options when it comes to this coronavirus thing and other stuff. And there's also the mass zombiosis, where people are getting worked up and bothering each other and forcing you to like a pretend grumpy wife or girlfriend, and then you have to bother them back because it's really uncomfortably impotent while they're bothering you, so you have to bother them back. And then when you bother them back and you can't pay attention to each other, then you wander around, bother strangers, run around shaking near strangers, and it gets so bad that they'll even do it during a coronavirus, Covid-19 pandemic. They get worked up and try to force you to put up with them, bump into you, whatever. So I just left the Bay Street area, which is that way. And what I'll do now is I'm going to take a trip north towards Eaton Center, and we'll get an idea. Oh, it's your wife or girlfriend. You should figure out why they're worked up, bothering people. Otherwise, it's a little self-respect, mind your business. They don't make any sense. They can't explain it themselves to some stranger. So everybody relax and feel better. Stay relaxed, enjoy being ignored, bother each other. Nobody even cares. People around relax. It's good. Less better than more. No bother them. And, a little self-respect, mind your business. Don't be a mess for your kids, family, friends, other people, whatever. So this is amazing. So this is again, normally at 12:15ish, 12:20ish on a Tuesday, March 17th, 2020 in Toronto, this place would be packed. But now, as you can see, I would say less than 1%, less than 1%, say 1% of people here. There's 100, 1 out of 100, say 5. Yeah, okay. Oh, no relation. If it's your sketchy girlfriend or wife worked up, not explaining why, you should figure out. Otherwise, they make everyone uncomfortable, and then, you have to make them uncomfortable back, and then they run around shaking near strangers and running away. They have to force strangers, but they know people aren't going to like it. They know it's awful, it's hard. They force you to see them get worked up, look ugly, make you uncomfortable, pretend grumpy wife or girlfriend. But they don't care, because normally it's hard to do anything else. Normally you always make people uncomfortable, you work up, bother them, they have to get worked up, bother you. They make it hard to do anything else. So that's why they like running around shaking near strangers. And even during a pandemic, a coronavirus, COVID-19 pandemic, they still will run around shaking near strangers, worked up, bothering you, force you to see them look ugly, bump into you, run away. They'll still do that stuff. If it's your wife or girlfriend, you should figure out why they're worked up, sketchy, not explaining it or whatever. Especially in public, Well, no, they don't make any sense. You can't say no. They it's like zombies. They attack. They're looking for people. Even during a pandemic, they're running up to strangers and trying to force you to see them look ugly. So it's very different. But men can help people stop, so it's no big deal. You see manforce.com, for example. Otherwise, you can't say anything. They'll get embarrassed, lie, and argue, get upset, start crying. So it's like, you really can't. It's just, So. So is this, closed. So this is closed. This is the Hudson's Bay department store. And
everything's closed except for
all right. So that was Bay Street. And there's Toronto City Hall over there. John into the Eaton Center. You can't explain. What are you supposed to do? Bother him back? Worked up, shaking near people? Oh, no, it's okay. Everybody feels better. Oh, no, he's fine. I like being hard. Probably want to stop. Let's have respect. Everyone around can relax. Otherwise, even during a pandemic, they'll run around shaking near strangers, running away. Okay. Bar, but can't help but explain. See how empty these streets are. This is Queen Street West and Bay Street, downtown Toronto, Canada. There's a war memorial. There's Old City Hall, now a criminal courts building. Oh, I can flip this around. Back outside. Not advertising anywhere. Inside. There you go. So, yeah, amazing. I don't know, if it's your wife or girlfriend, you should figure out that worked up, shaking, not explaining it. Well, it didn't make any sense. So just politely ignore it. Everybody feel better. They're running around shaking near strangers. They force you to put up with them, even if they know you're not going to like it. Both make you uncomfortable. Even during a pandemic, even during COVID-19, coronavirus, they'll still get worked up, bump into you, force you to see them look ugly, run away. They just do that near strangers. So that's how bad it gets. Or even during a pandemic, they can't stop running around shaking near strangers and bumping into them, rubbing up against them, forcing you to put up with them. So, well, if it gets that bad, not bad. It's not bad. Well, no relation. No, you're just doing that near strangers. What are you supposed to do? Bother him back? No, it's okay. It's not respect, mind your business. Don't be a mess. Bother everybody. Everybody feel better. If they like being, no, I probably want to stop. You're shaking your people, running away and stuff. You used to see it once in a while. Can't get too upset. So yeah, there's a tiny fraction of people here. Tiny fraction. Here, lunchtime, happy St. Patrick's Day, downtown Toronto, Canada, just outside the Eaton Centre. There typically be hundreds and hundreds of people here. So, we get no relation. Worked up shaking near strangers, but you're supposed to be bothering back. It's okay. In some respect, mind your business. Everybody feels better. They like me, nor want to stop. In some respects, avoid something unpleasant. Everyone around gets to relax, mind their business, or know it's safe to be next to each other. And sometimes the zombiosis gets so bad that even during a pandemic, they'll still run around shaking near strangers. Even when you're supposed to social distance, keep yourself away from someone, they'll still pretend to be your grumpy wife or girlfriend, worked up, try to force you to see them look ugly, make you uncomfortable, argue with you, bother you. So that's how bad the zombiosis gets. So just so people know. Alright, it's the Eaton Centre here. We'll flip this inside out to avoid any sort of advertising. Just don't lose your self-respect, take anybody else's, don't be a mess. You can see what happens. I can show you what happens if you want. Rapid sides. So, now here we are inside the Toronto Eaton Centre. And it is 12:27 p.m., Tuesday, March 17th, 2020. Happy St. Patrick's Day. So, it would normally be super packed in here. Right? But now, I would say, just like Bay Street had less than 1% of people, you know, it's possible that here could have less than 1%, 10%. Oh, no relation. Oh, no, it's not. If it's your wife or girlfriend, you should figure out why they're worked up. If they're not explaining it, say what's wrong, or let's talk about it later. Oh, it didn't make any sense. You know, we'll respect, mind your business. No, it's okay. What are you supposed to do? You can see here on the middle floor, there's down escalator there, up escalator here, a whole bunch of stuff closed. So, oh, no relation. They're just shaking near strangers. I don't make it help people stop. You can see Manpower.com, for example. Otherwise, you can't say anything. You'll get embarrassed and lie and argue and get upset, start crying. So, it sucks, but you have to bother people that bother you, and it was hard to pay attention to each other. You have to try and force strangers to put up with you. Even during a coronavirus epidemic, where you're supposed to practice social distancing and stay away from people and don't catch it, you might get sick, you might make somebody else sick, they still want to run around, run close to people, shaking near people, force you to put up with them, bump into you, rub up against you, try to force you to see them spaz out or look ugly, get worked up, or look at their body, look at their butt. And then they make it hard to do anything else, right? So that's how bad the zombiosis gets if you, if you see that. So a number of places here closed, a number open. And yeah, it's the biggest problem polite Canadians have. It's not the virus. It's the not respecting each other, being able to communicate well, teach kids to. Because then, in good times, things suck more because you're always making each other uncomfortable and looking for other people to bother. And then in bad times, everyone's just paranoid. It's like, real sketchy mess. No, real sketchy mess. Run away from each other. Bother somebody else. So that becomes an issue. So, well, if it's your wife or girlfriend, you should figure out why they're worked up if they're not explaining it. Well, I don't think he says. No, he's okay. He's a stranger. Just let them finish shaking their people and running away. Hopefully it's not too bad. Doesn't take too long. Hopefully they don't sneeze on you or something. They might do that even during a pandemic. They just run around shaking near strangers. So, there's another store closed. You can see not many people here. Yeah, it's a ghost town. So yeah, we should be able to mitigate our response to this. There is the lower floor for comparison. Not exactly a barn burner. And yeah. So yeah, making help people stop. Making help people find an appropriate response to this sort of thing. So you say, well, we don't want to get sick. We don't want a bunch of people to get sick. Well, we don't want to destroy our economy and have a bunch of people die because we're all broke and we're all confused and we're all just stressed out and messing with each other and falling apart. So, no big deal. People are just, I can't say anything, embarrassed and lie and argue and stuff. There's a couple of kiosks open. I'm crying, upset. Yeah. Well, it might be the Matrix. You have to live online. Everything, all this stuff is shut down. Too dangerous. It might be a bug over there. The regular flu killed 50,000 people last year or whatever. So this one's killed like, I don't know, 50 or something like that. They're all over 80. But still, between the flu could be a serious problem. The government response could be a serious problem. Got a bunch of stuff to deal with. Yeah, it's dark, it's quiet. Less than half the store is open. Now, typically on a lunchtime, a Tuesday at lunch, this place would be jumping. There's people shopping, there's people taking breaks from work, there's people going to the food court. So, you're supposed to bother back. It's okay. Everybody happy. You see it once in a while. It's a shame. Even during a pandemic, they can't stop running around shaking near strangers and kind of force you to see them look ugly, spaz out, and put up with them, bump into you, make people uncomfortable. So, you're sort of polite Canadian. Nobody grows up like that. Fly around shaking near people and running away. Well, even during a pandemic, they don't care if there's a coronavirus. They have to run near strangers and force strangers to see them look ugly and run away. When they bother everyone they know and make it hard to be nice and look at and talk to each other, they have to do that. Well, if it's your wife or girlfriend, you should figure out why they're freaking out in public like that. Well, no, you can be embarrassed about it. No one blames you. Because it's your... I mean, if you're not careful, someone might think it's something to do with it. Oh, no, it's okay. How can you get upset? No, I don't care. Nobody wants to talk about it. Poor sketchy person shaking near strangers, can't explain why. If you're on the subway, everybody just politely ignores them. They finish running around shaking near people and running away. It's a law, I think, right away. Politely ignored. So yeah, just a tiny fraction of people here. This is amazing. This virus thing is so crazy too, because no matter what, they can always say, whatever, we need to do this, we need to do that, what do you know? You want to die, you want people to die, okay, shut up, we have to do this. So, it's pretty wild. Yeah? Well, yeah, it's like you can't lose your self-respect and take everybody else's. That's the big problem that the Canadians have, is not respecting each other and communicating well. And then it just becomes sort of a freak-out competition, sort of quietly or loudly. And Oh yeah, men can help people stop. So no big deal. Otherwise, people get embarrassed and lie and argue, and upset, start crying, and they just keep bothering you, running away. That's all they care about. Just acting stupid and hope you don't care. That's about it, I guess. I mean, your wife or girlfriend, you're having some issues. You should definitely work that out. Oh, it doesn't make any sense. Work that bothering people. Yeah, it's okay. Shaking near people even during a pandemic. They'll still run close to people. They'll still force you to see them look ugly. They'll still bother you, make you uncomfortable. It's not your wife or girlfriend, so it doesn't make any sense why it's worked up, bother you. It doesn't explain. So that's the problem with the zombiosis. You don't know how bad it is till there's a pandemic, and you realize people are still running around shaking near people and bumping into people and rubbing up against people and running away. So and you're like, wow, that's crazy. Even during a pandemic, I've got to run near hundreds of strangers a day and try and force them to put up with me and force them to see me look ugly. That's crazy. So that's where it gets a bit more whatever. Oh, the food court is shut down. Interesting. I have never seen all the chairs cleared out of the food court. I guess maybe they do that at night or whatever. They put stuff to the side. But really, I've never seen it this... It's 12:15, 12:30 on St. Patrick's Day. March 17th, 2020. Amazing. So this is... Oh, no, you're supposed to. But people are not uncomfortable. It's okay. Everyone's stressed out enough as it is. You're supposed to be. It's okay. This for a reference check. There you go, 12:36, Tuesday, March 17th, 2020. Crazy, the big one. We're going to shove you all in the Matrix. Never leave your house again. You'll be tracked and searched and drugged and shipped. Oh no! Hey, people still zombie. They still run around shaking their people. Virus. Oh, that's an issue. Ah, you can still get fine jewelry. Nice. I wouldn't mind some shiny stuff to cheer me up. If I was a shiny stuff kind of guy. Oh yeah, the bigger problem isn't the coronavirus. It's the sort of men coronavirus-resistant zombies and the future of life offline. Is really the sort of key. So people stop and people respect each other, communicate well, and they just do what you have to and not be a mess. Or you kind of run around, shake near strangers, and run away. You get through the virus, and drop dead or whatever. So, it sucks. Oh, you're happy, in self-respect. It's where they're shaking near you. What are you supposed to do? Bother them back? And what? Make them say yuck or run away from each other, bother somebody else? It's okay. Just let them finish. Hopefully not too bad. They don't sneeze or anything. Finish. Oh, Pro Hot Girl store shut down. Crazy. So this is the Toronto Eaton Centre, 12:38 p.m., Tuesday, March 17th. First floor below the food court, lower level. Pretty crazy, eh? That's too wild. Well, it's okay. You're shaking your people. You're supposed to be bothered back. Well, it's okay. Please stop. You're a pandemic. Shaking your people running away. Oh, dang, what are you supposed to be bothering back? Well, it's okay. You're really happy. Self-respect, mind your business. Good enough. Go finish. It's not hard to do anything else. I think everyone's comfortable. While around shaking near strangers. Lots of people in a big city. You can do that for years. Well, if it's your wife or girlfriend, you should figure out why they're a mess. Like, why are they worked up? What's wrong? It doesn't make any sense. That's why they want around shaking near strangers. It's during a pandemic. They don't care. Again, coronavirus and swine flu, bird flu, nothing. They have to get worked up, force people to put up with it and run away. So that's the problem. But yeah, men can help people stop. A lot of people are embarrassed, lie, argue, get upset, start crying, can't say anything. No, it's okay. Sucks. You have to get worked up, force you to put up with them. So you have to go, yeah, am I just impotent while this person's sketchy? Pretend grumpy wife or girlfriend busting my balls? No, I guess not. I'll force you to put up with me. You have to force them to put up with you because it's too yucky to just put up with them. And then you can't do much. You have any attention to be nice, respect each other, communicate well. You have to wander around trying to force strangers to put up with you. You didn't like it, they didn't like it. You bothered each other. You have to try to force strangers to put up with it. So that becomes a problem. So, if it's your wife or girlfriend in public, for God's sakes, figure that out. Why are they worked up if they're not explaining it? What are they, what's wrong? Or let's talk about it later. There's people around. Don't embarrass us. If not, it's okay. You just gotta let them finish shaking near strangers and running away. This is pretty crazy. This feels like a day after scenario or something. Like a zombie movie scenario. Everyone's quarantined, and there's a few people running around shaking near strangers and running away, trying to make you put up with and act like them until you can't be comfortable near people, and you run around shaking near strangers and running away. So. Well, making other people stop. Manpower.com, for example. It's your wife or girlfriend. You figure out why they're all worked up. They don't explain it. You say what's wrong, or let's talk about it later. Well, just do that near people. I know you're not going to like it. They have to try and force you to put up with it. So. Once they know you don't like it, you're going to force you to put up with it anyway. They make it hard to do it with. That's why I wander around shaking near strangers. Help it explain, don't make any sense. But make it help people stop. Well, guys, respect, talk about stuff. My girls and kids can get some respect. Relax, feel better. Oh, I can't do it to anybody. Bother them, don't do anything else. Just bother somebody else. Not personal. It's okay. Close. No relation. It's okay. You're supposed to be bothering back. Make somebody else bother somebody else. Well, no, it's fine. You can't help it explain. It happens. Just read the newspaper, look at your phone, or if you're just Tim Hortons, just look away, mind your business, and you'll finish. So, it's okay. Hopefully stop. Well, even during a goddamn coronavirus pandemic, it's no run around shaking your strangers running away. They don't give a damn. Hey, still open. Not much customers though. A couple. Might be some good sales going on right now. Covid-19 sale. Get your bonbons. What's the relation? It's a show with strangers. How are you supposed to? Bother back by somebody else? That's fine. You feel better. You to see it once in a while. You never see it before. They're not personal. They make everyone uncomfortable. When they wander around shaking near strangers, you can't be nice and talk to them much. Even during a pandemic, they still determined to run around and bump into strangers and force strangers to put up with them and see them look ugly and run away. So, or even that's how bad it gets. I'm just trying to have a little self-respect, mind my business. Don't be a mess for other people. So, you just have to politely ignore it. You can't be like, oh yeah, oh forget it. Here, make you say yeah, and then run away from each other, bother somebody else. So, yeah, it's okay. Oh no, make it help people stop. Otherwise, you can't say anything. People embarrassed, lie, argue, start crying, get upset. No, it's okay. You can't really say or do anything. You just have to. It sucks. You work up, I sketchy. Oh no, I sketchy. You can't look at each other. You have to look for somebody else to bother nearby. It's hard to talk to each other, do anything. No. And then something like this happens. It's hard to do anything. Make each other uncomfortable. Water around shaking near strangers, even in the pandemic. Yeah, still open. Some open.